Simon, on another subject altogether, out of all the contenders,
Yeah.
do you think Aston Villa, a lot of Villa fans have pushed me to ask you this, do you think Aston Villa have the strongest foundations and prospects, if you like, to be this season's, say, West Ham United and break into the Premier League elite?
Possibly.
I'm seeing a lot of requests to ask you that.
I mean, I think that Villa's transfer window, I think we discussed it the other day, Villa's transfer window was a success because, you know, it's as much about who they sold and about what they did with the money. They redeployed the money very well, bought some very decent players. Danny Ings will get you goals. I realise that's not a long-term play because he's 28, 29 years of age. But Buendia and the other players that they signed, all from within the confines of the 100 million that they generated,
yes,
which goes all to the profitability of Aston Villa and puts them in a very nice position to be able to continue to invest in the team without financial fair play restrictions because they've taken a big fat profit. Because Jack Grealish would have been on their balance sheets at zero because he was an academy player. So the 100 million the City paid for him will go straight to their profitability. So now all of that, does that translate into surpassing West Ham, in assuming that West Ham will be in the top six again this season? I think last season was a very different season, and I think there was a standard, and it's not me having a swipe at Man United, wasn't as high as it's been in previous seasons. You can see that by the points totals that were accumulated. No, I don't think it does. I think that you'll see other sides come to the fore. I think Everton might be in with a shout, because if Benitez can be kept on track, there's no doubt whether I dislike certain aspects of Benitez's character, there's no doubt that he's an outstanding manager at a certain level, and that level will be to the benefit of Everton, given the fact that he's got them going at this moment in time. But they started well last year.
So you're coming around to Rafa now?
I'm coming around to him as a football... No, I've always thought he was a good football manager. You can't argue with his record. I just don't like the dynamics of football managers that do things that are flying in the face of a bit of loyalty. But then looking at what's happening at Newcastle right now, maybe I got it wrong. Maybe Benitez, because Benitez seems to have got more out of Ashley than anyone else, maybe that's what you've got to do with Ashley. Maybe you've got to out him, drag him into the public domain, make his life uncomfortable, and call him out at every opportunity.
It would seem that way.
To give yourself an opportunity.
It would seem that way.
The argument, of course, is that Newcastle finished 12th last year. So which way do you work with Newcastle? But Villa, you know, they're in a great place right now. They've not been there previously.
Yeah, and there's a space for them now. Look at it. There's a space. I mean, Arsenal have dropped out of it.
They're a great football club. You know, I really liked Villa. I grew up watching Villa with the Gary Shaws of the world and the Dennis Mortimers and the Peter Withs and their winning the European Cup, I think, in 1981, and the great players that came through there. And I really did like Deadly Doug. I really liked him. No one thought I would, but we were like a clash of cultures. But he was so kind to me when we played Villa in games that we played them in. And the club has got huge stature. And the Midlands is a huge football hotbed. So whilst it's travelled through a very difficult period, I mean, 2-3 years ago, as I think I was talking about the other day, they were in a bit of a state. Yeah. To where they are now is like chalk and cheese.
Well, absolutely. In terms of, this might be a touch controversial, but I'll ask it. In terms of stature and history, have they got stronger foundations, Villa, than West Ham?
Yes, I think so. I think Villa are arguably a bigger club than West Ham. I think on paper, achievements, if you look back over the history of those clubs, I think you'd have to make a strong case of Villa. I think on the support base, and I think now with the owners that are different, no veiled attack against Gold and Sullivan, they're a different set of owners. They've got a different sort of dynamic. The flip side of that is every football club that Sullivan and Gold go into tends to be better, whether they do what they say they're going to do or put the money in they say they have. Birmingham was better as a result of Gold and Sullivan being in there, and has been better, not been anywhere near what it was when they were there. Yeah. And now West Ham are doing well. So, look, I think Villa, with the owners they've got, who've got a sporting background and money to burn and seemingly a propensity to do it, I think that they are better healed to launch than perhaps West Ham.
It's a club I like. I've done a fair bit for Aston Villa.
Yeah, a great club.
Did a bit for them with the official opening of their tunnel. Did a bit for them at an end of season dinner one night, and there was a massive turnout.
Great stadium.
Great fans, great passion, and of course now with two great owners with Edens and Sawiris, and of course Christian Purslow is in fact. Well, the former chief executive Keith Wyness is somebody I know. Well, you're not a bit strong on Keith the other day. You had a bit of a poke at him saying he couldn't read balance sheets properly.
No, I didn't say that. I said he couldn't read cash flows. Look, I mean, Villa are a big club, and at that time they were in a very difficult situation. And Keith Wyness is a very well-established football operator, so maybe I was a little bit strong. It's a personal view. It wasn't meant to be in any shape or form overly disparaging. You know, I can say things at times. But listen, my experiences of Keith is that he's an operator, a football operator, so It wasn't intended to be overly strong, but it's my view on what was happening at Villa at the time.
Fair enough, but this club is going in the right direction.
Oh,
isn't it?
yeah. I mean,
this is a giant.
Absolutely. And I think they've got the proper governance
The
in
right
place
ownership.
with the right operators, the right set of board people that can embrace it and take it forward. So, I think they're in good nick.
Jim White and Simon Jordan, Monday to Thursday morning, 10 till 1. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.